So before this video even starts, I realized that I should be filming this way now instead of portrait mode, so sorry. Hi, Booktube. My name is Megan. I am a book talk refugee coming over here to Booktube. Apologies, I'm going to say book talk several times when I mean Booktube or the other way around. I'm coming over here because I don't think that TikTok is going to be the same now, and I feel like I need to find a new home. So I first want to thank MJ or Reading This Life for tagging me in her video highlighting book talk refugees who are trying to make their way over here. I thought that was incredibly sweet and generous, and it did scare me because I am awkward and anxious and thought that I had done something wrong for being tagged in a video pretty much immediately as I came over here, but I got over that. So thank you, MJ. And I thought a good way to introduce myself to the Booktube world would be to do the Booktube Newbie Tag. I believe this was first created by Brandy C, and that video just isn't on YouTube anymore. But I also saw Reading Tea with Jess, I believe is her name, and I'll tag her down below too, do this, and I thought it was a great way to introduce myself on this app. Before I do that, one quick thing. This is not how I normally look. The awkward and anxiety side of me was like, put your best face forward. I don't know. I normally look like that. Okay? So, just getting that out there. I'm gonna grab my iPad and we can go through the questions. So, why did you start this channel? Like I said, just don't trust TikTok anymore. I don't think it's gonna be the same because someone's gonna own it, and if it goes the way of Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, I am out. I'm not a fan. I don't want to be there. And also to level set whatever algorithm works on YouTube, trans rights are human rights, Black Lives Matter, abortion is healthcare. And also fuck Donald Trump. Okay? If you don't agree with that, you should just go away. Okay. What are some fun and unique things you can bring to YouTube? I have no fucking idea. I'm incredibly awkward and anxious. I don't know why anybody follows me over on TikTok anyway. I just talk about the books that I read. I'm not really the person who's gonna do like a book talk or booktube trend. I'm just gonna talk about the books that I read. I liken myself to a lonely canary who is just yapping at her phone for company. So yeah, that's not a great answer. Okay, next question. What are you most excited for about this new channel? This is not a great answer. I don't know if I am excited. I think I'm just mostly scared. I was terrified of starting my book talk account because I lurked on that app for a solid 4 years, I think, before I actually started posting. Because I just started posting March of last year. Yeah, so excitement is not the emotion. Terror is. Anyway, why do you love reading? It's an escape. I have always kind of used reading as an escape just to cope with everyday life because I don't really like to subscribe to reality that much. I'd prefer to have my head in a book. It's the way I understand the world. It's the way that I really like to find authors who can write and recognize some of the feelings that like I have and put it into words because I'm terrible with words, obviously. What book or series got you into reading? I've always been a reader. So I think the first, I'll attack the question this way. I think the first book that I can remember like getting excited about and then talking about with friends was the Twilight series. I have since grown and realized that Edward is creepy as fuck, and I identify more with Charlie. But I really loved those books, and it was a lot of fun to talk to my friends about them. They were the first like book that everybody in my friend group got obsessed with, and it was just fun to actually have a discussion about a book. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? Oh boy. Number one, what are y'all using to edit? And specifically if it is a free app that you can download on your phone or onto your computer, because TikTok has spoiled me with their editing features and I'm not that tech savvy. So something that I can still do stickers and point to, like I'm gonna try and figure out for this video, something that I can maybe do green screens with. I'm not entirely sure, but I have no clue how I'm going to edit this. I'm just going in with a hope and a prayer right now, so sorry if this turns out terribly. And then is there a video somewhere on here, and if you could link it down below, of like a booktube etiquette, just like the basics, so I don't make a fool out of myself on this app? That would be great. And then sort of a side question, are like booktube trends a thing? Because again, I have never really used YouTube as a social media app. It's always been like informational, like, hey, I don't know how to like fix my toaster, can someone show me? That kind of thing. So this aspect of it, I'm totally unfamiliar with. Boy, that was rapid fire. Okay, what challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? Editing, because I have no idea how to do that. Also, just my general personality, because this terrifies me. If you think I didn't practice every single one of these questions without filming and just whispering towards the camera, you're insane, because that's exactly what I did. Yeah. Boy, that sucks. Okay, moving on. When did you start reading? Literally, I started reading in kindergarten. I remember my friend who taught me how to read, but I think like the very first books that I remember getting obsessed with when I learned to read were like the Magic Treehouse books, like those chapter books. Once we got to those, like in middle school, I was set, done. Just, okay, I'm a nerd, I'm gonna read everything. Where do you read? In this chair. I spent a long time trying to find this chair, but mostly in my living room on my couch, because I have a 14-year-old dog. Her name is Allie. You guys will meet her because she helps pick out my physical books when it's time for me to choose from that. And she is 14, like I said, so laying on the floor isn't great for her joints anymore, and she much prefers the couch. She does have 2 beds right over here that you will see. She is a princess, and we spoil her. So what was that question? Where do you read? Yeah. Anyway, and what kind of books do you like to read? I read just about anything. I love thriller, horror, mystery, romance, dark romance, romantasy. I'm trying to get more into like fantasy, high fantasy. I just haven't quite found my entry point yet, because I lean more towards the romantasy side. I do like that kind of stuff. I read smut. I read everything. Not so much monster smut, although apparently demons are a thing that I enjoy, because I did read recently Harley LaRue's, was it the Souls trilogy? Loved it. Was not expecting to love it, and loved it. But like going real far outside that, like Ice Planet Barbarians, or that one book with like the door, that's taking it just a little bit too far out of my interests. So I read just about everything. And I'm also trying to read more nonfiction. I read 1 nonfiction book last year, and I'm trying to read 2 this year. Baby steps. And then what does your book collection look like? Well, right behind me is my physical TBR. It does go 1 shelf lower. And then over here I have a whole bunch of books as well. Right now it's a little messy, so I can do another video of that, and then I can also show you my office, because I am quite proud of how I've put it together. I still have work to do. In fact, a friend of mine has created something that hopefully will work, and I can put on my baseboards, which will look interesting, I hope. But yeah, okay. Holy shit, that was a lot faster than I thought it was going to be. But also incredibly long compared to TikTok, because I am so very used to doing short form content that I don't quite know how to end this. Maybe come back and see me for another video. Okay, bye.